Good morning. This is a guided meditation for the Moonlight Meditators group, which meets on Thursday evenings, although you don't have to participate in that class to enjoy this meditation. This particular meditation supports the Thursday evening class January 7th, where our focus was on Sankalpa. Now, Sankalpa is often misinterpreted as just a simple intention. While it is an intention, it's much more than just that. And while we're in this time of the year of New Year's resolutions, it may seem like a Sankalpa is very much like a New Year's resolution. In my experience, though, New Year's resolutions often set us up for disappointment and failure as we proceed month by month, and if we don't maintain that resolution, then we feel like we have failed, and there are a lot of regrets and guilt. So there's a world of difference between I will and thy will. Most New Year's resolutions spring from the misguided desires of the ego, the senses, and conditioning. They almost always fail because they start from the assumption that who you are is not good enough, and they reinforce the mistaken belief that your happiness depends on acquiring what you want. A Sankalpa practice starts from the radical premise that you already are who you need to be to fulfill your life's dharma. All you need to do is focus your mind, connect to your most heartfelt desires, and channel the divine energy within. So kalpa means vow, or the rule to be followed above all other rules. And san refers to a connection from the highest truth. So Sankalpa then is a vow and commitment we make to support our highest truth. By definition, a Sankalpa should honor the deeper meaning of our life. A Sankalpa speaks to the larger aspect, the awareness, with a capital A, not a little a, of our lives, our overriding purpose for being here. The Sankalpa becomes a statement that you can call upon to remind you of your true nature and to help guide you in your choices. While the typical New Year's resolution is abandoned within weeks, if not days, as enthusiasm and willpower run out, a Sankalpa requires none of the ego-driven willpower that we typically summon to make change. So let's experience a practice. We'll come into our seated meditation posture. So you are hopefully in your sanctuary and sitting on your yoga mat or your meditation cushion, or if you have a meditation bench, then you are set in your posture. When we think about the 7 points of posture, we begin with the legs. We want to make sure that our legs are comfortable, whether we are sitting cross-legged, in half lotus, full lotus, hero's pose, or again, if you're on a meditation bench, or even sitting in a chair. So just make sure that you're comfortable in that seated posture. Those are the legs. That's the first point. The second point is the spine. We want to make sure the spine is lengthening up nice and tall. There's a slight tilt forward of the spine. That comes from the pelvis. There's a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt here as we are in our seated posture. The third point are the shoulders. So we want to allow the shoulder blades to soften down without losing that upright posture of the spine. The fourth point are the arms. You're going to let your arms hang, the upper arms hang like hooks. The fifth point is the position of the head. So we're going to tuck the chin in just slightly without exaggerating it, without straining, and drop it gently downward. So with the eyes open, you're seeing a point about 2 feet ahead. And that's the sixth point, is the gaze of your eyes. So we begin there with the gaze about 2 feet ahead of us, with the eyelids half closed. And then the last and seventh point is the tongue. The tongue touches the backs of the upper teeth so that the rest of the tongue falls away from the palate, the roof of the mouth. And now just let the eyes close completely with that same sort of downward gaze. And bring the awareness to the breath. Just visualize the breath. Try not to change it. Try not to judge it. It's perfect just as it is. Remember, when the mind wanders as it will, we always bring the attention back to the breath. This is the first foundation of meditation, awareness of the breath. And now think about an intention or a Sankalpa that you would like to focus on for this meditation. It can be a very broad, long-term Sankalpa, or a specific or short-term, something that you want to see happen with some recency. And we'll also use bhavana, which is cultivating or calling into existence, as part of this practice today. In bhavana, we're actually visualizing our future. We're visualizing the manifestation of the sankalpa that we are setting today. We're visualizing what it's going to feel like, what the sensations will be, what the mood will be, what our emotions will be. So once you've set your sankalpa, bringing awareness to the breath again, we're going to work a little bit on extending the exhale. So Visama Vritti, try to inhale and exhale twice as long as your inhale. So you can even count, if you like, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 10, or inhaling for 6, exhaling for 12. Whatever vital capacity works for you in this moment is what you should work with. So that might mean inhale 4 and exhale 8. Don't force yourself into anything. Now with your thoughts still immersed in your sankalpa, try to bring forth sensations that you will feel or that you expect to feel when you are beginning to realize your sankalpa, when it becomes a reality. What's your mood? What does the energy in your body feel like? What's the quality of the air that you're breathing? What are the relationships that you have? New or old? How do they feel and how do they play into this? Feeling that and almost imagining that you're already there is what bhavana is all about. We can call into existence our sankalpa through the practice of bhavana. Try to remain immersed in the positive feelings that are elicited from realizing your sankalpa. Inhaling and taking in divine white light, feeling it enter every cell in your body. Exhaling out any negativity, any thoughts of obstacles that you might have along your path to your sankalpa. To keep the awareness on the breath again, the mind will wander. Every time it does, you bring the awareness back to the breath. Even if you need to count the breath or tag a word to the inhale, say inhale silently to yourself as you inhale and exhale as you exhale. Remember, the more you rest your attention in the unknown, the more you open to endless possibilities in your life. Whatever you broadcast into the field is your experiment with destiny. Intention, coupled with elevated emotion, allows us to create a new electromagnetic signature for ourselves in the field. Now, as we bring this meditation to a close, take a very nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale twice as long as you inhale. And you may want to bring some movement back into the body. Keep the eyes closed, but gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Thank you for taking the time to do this meditation this morning. Make sure you take the time to pay gratitude to yourself as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.